Alrighty, what is going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel for another market update. Hope everybody's having a lovely day. And with that being said, get into some TA. All right, guys, we had a pretty ugly move yesterday, followed by a pretty amazing move right back up to the highs today. All right, guys, so anything bad that happened yesterday, it has kind of been erased the following day. And now on these weekly charts going into Friday, guys, things aren't looking too bad. They really are not. We still have the daily RSIs just hinged upwards off of oversold territory, and things are just coming back up to test these nines. We had some things closing over the nines, which is good. But at the end of the day, we are going to need to see, everything as a whole get above these 9 EMAs here, guys, because we are literally closing right underneath them or at them across the board, just like we did the other day with our rejections. So, we're going to talk about that. All right. So we're going to start off here with SPY, and then we will go over the semis. Well, we're going to go over the rest of the indices, and then the semis, then the big boys, and then Bitcoin. So stay tuned for those. Kicking it off here with SPY, I'm going to actually just come right down here to the hourly time frame, and I am going to point out you have a double bottom. All right. So you got this ugly double bottom going on right here. And if you actually just take the measured move here, okay, like from this low right here to the neckline, which is going to be 531.59, you have 13 bucks. All right, if you were to just take $13 from that neckline, you're coming up here into the 0.618 fib there, and that 0.618 fib is up at 544. So you break above 531.59, we can get a larger move getting started here. All right, that could be the case. You do have this downtrend right here. You can see it on the 15-minute time frame. You hit it with the break and retest off of there, as well as this, previous resistance flip now into support. Things are looking not too bad, guys. It looks like you want to continue this party into tomorrow. All right, just, my take on things. There you go. But yeah, key level here really is going to be 531.59. You break above there, next resistance is going to be 533.52. Above there is 537.45. But like I just showed you, all right, in between here and here is 13 bucks. Okay. Right down there, 13 bucks. If you break above here, we're probably going to get a pretty quick move up here to 537. And then above 537.45, we have, 544 up here. Probably going to be how things go. All right. So that is really, all we got over here in SPY. Support is going to be 528.60. Underneath there, we have 524.61. But moving on to QQQ. All right, daily time frame, we could see we pretty much have the same exact thing over here. You're closing underneath the 9. We're going to be testing that. We're going to see the reaction to it. You just missed it yesterday. Now we have to see, are you going to get rejected? We had a bunch of rejections yesterday. If you can get above it, you have a straight shot up to 455.63. It would be a really good look to gap up above this tomorrow, come back to retest it, and then boom, you put in like a hammer candlestick or something, and then you push up to 455.63. That would be an amazing look. You also do have your 0.618 fib up there from this whole decline here. That would be, your golden zone there, golden pocket, 0.618 fib. Would align with 455.63. All right, now coming down to the hourly time frame, I am going to point out we got the same exact look as SPY over here with the ugly double bottom. All right, and if you were going to measure this there, you're going to get 1450. All right, so you take 1450, 1460. You're coming just about up to this 0.786 fib, which is up around 464. So honestly, guys, I do think we have room up here. All right. Like, you start breaking up above, 531. What was it? 531.69, 531.59. All right. 531.59 on SPY. That's your key level. You break above there, 537 incoming. QQQ over here, though, you break above 449 and you probably get your straight move up to, 455. Those are both like, hey, $6-7 moves, straight up vertical moves that could happen tomorrow. That's like a percent. Or 1.3% on each of those. That's not looking too bad. Okay, so that's really going to be the focus of what we got going on here, guys. We have bullish structure. What has happened here is you've actually started putting in you start you could see it clearly on, just jump over here just as an example. You're seeing this look on a good amount of the tickers that I watch, and you're pushing this previous high here. If you could break above that, that is starting to mark a reversal. All right, you get above there, you pull back, you get a higher low, then you push up, you have a full-on reversal, and you could have a much larger bounce in your hands. All right, now coming back over to QQQ, let's just sum up what we were paying attention to over here, guys. Above 449, we watch for 45563 to be tested. On the downside of support, you have 446.85, and then you're going to have 443.80. You also will have the low of this right over here. So let's put that on as support. So 446.85 and then 445.34 underneath there. IWM. How are we looking over here, guys? Again, not looking too bad. And keep in mind, guys, we just had a bunch of 15-minute bullish divergences going on right here at the bottom. All right, literally right there on IWM, right there on QQQ, right there on SPY, right off support. You know, guys, when things look really good like that, across the board on every single thing you're watching, yeah, it's time to pay attention. All right, but IWM, 15-minute time frame, you could see it's just, you know, it's continuing to have these legs up here. 207.56 is going to be the big resistance here. All right, high of that candlestick over there. Above there, 209.77. That is what we're really going to be paying attention to. Now, guys, on the daily charts, these honestly all are like coiling up here. They're ready to bounce back, in my personal opinion. 209.77 is going to be at the daily 9, where that daily 9 EMA is sitting. So that is probably going to act as resistance. It is no surprise because we have the 209.77, 212.25 supply zone. Expect sellers if the zone is tested, because above there you have a straight shot up to 215.85, and this thing really can start recovering. All right, at support you have 204.64 and then 202.52, and that is that. DIA, how we looking, guys? You know, same old thing. All right, you had the big bad red day yesterday, followed, well, it wasn't really over here on DIA, it was on some other things, followed by, you know, a reversal today, a complete recovery. You reversed from those lows and you have completely recovered back up to the highs here. And, you know, it was kind of no surprise. You're over here in the golden pocket. You know, what I said over here, I was like, you know, just watch over here at 383.63. You get the 0.786 fib right over there. That's really the bullseye in the sand down there. Well, you know, it was, you know, they're defending them, guys. We pushed right back up. Bulls want to push this thing up. That's what it looks like to me. And, you know, on these weekly candlesticks, as long as Friday doesn't crap the bed, you don't have a bad look on these things. Just my opinion. Pushing up to the 9 there, above 393.56. Your next resistance is 398.08 and then 401. VIX, guys, continue to VIX crush here. Bearish engulfing candlestick. You're, you know, trying to lose the 9 here. You're trying to hold it, but, you know, price, it wants to lose it. And once that's lost, this zone right down here, 1936 to 2136, that shall be tested. At that point, you know, that is when we really open for a, you know, move into this golden pocket right here as VIX starts crossing into that zone. All right. And if it starts getting back down here, that's when we full on should definitely be up here. And, you know, probably up here at 473.82 over here on the Qs. That is what I would be, you know, expecting down there if VIX was to get all the way, you know, start getting right through here. Right through here, that is when that big move should happen over there in the indices, if I had to take a guess. That's that. All right, let's go over the semis. Okay, guys, SMH, not looking bad at all. Really not looking bad. Okay, break out of this downtrend. You're probably, you know, going to have a bigger bounce in your hands. You probably bounce up to 250.85 to 255.92 pretty quick. Okay. Then again, you had this downtrend, and what happened? No, it was a false breakout. Okay, so let's see what happens here. That is what I would be looking for on a downtrend break. But first, you have 239.14 underneath there. And then, of course, 230.05. So we're coming back into that. That is going to be a big spot here at 230.05. Get above 230.05. You have 239.14. Then above there, 250.85. That is what I'm watching over there in SMH. RSI continues to, you know, move up over there. We probably do have these lows already in, guys. I shared my thoughts on that yesterday. Bitcoin, you know, I think the lows are currently in just with how things are looking. And, you know, you come back over here to VIX before we go any further. Close out like this, you know, our reversal, our recovery over here in the indices have probably already started, like our big one. We probably aren't going to get multiple legs down. We probably, you know, are going to have multiple weeks of recovery here if it closes out like that. And it's just my opinion. All right. Everything I share here, opinion. That's that. Nvidia, guys, big boy Nvidia. Resistance 106.30. Get above 106.30. We could push back up to 108.72. All right, guys. So 108.72 is where we were saying definitely expect your sellers there. You have your 0.618 fib as well as your horizontal resistance. All right, that is the high of this candlestick right there. That is where that horizontal resistance comes from. You're right here at your 0.618 fib. Daily 9 EMA, horizontal resistance. You have a whole lot of confluence there. Expect sellers there if tested, but you get above there. That's when things, you really could have a pretty quick move up here towards 114. And that's when it gets pretty hairy there for the sellers, because if you get above 114, you push 118. And that's, where I'm targeting here on this bounce here. It looks very clear that you can, break this downtrend here. Once you do that, probably going to push right here, probably push slightly above there, 121. Okay, probably get somewhere around over here, and then that's when you start getting sellers stepping in pretty bigly over there, or it pushes up to a new all-time high. I have absolutely no idea how that goes. All right, we will play things as we go. Avgo over here, guys. From this whole rally, this is the retracement. You're in the golden pocket. You look like you're coiling up here. You're really getting ready for a move up. All right. Told you, we got a lot of things looking like this where you're coiling up here. You're clearly about to make a big move. We know volatility is still in the area. We can do this thing. All right. You start breaking out of this downtrend here. I'll show you here on the hourly time frame. Just like you closed right there. You hold that for tomorrow. Okay. You very likely start pushing up to 149.15. Above 149.15, you have nothing until 156.40. You could see that outlined here on the daily time frame. That's where you broke down over here. And if you can get above there, 166.85 is the next spot you broke down from. It's looking real good. All right. So above here, okay, above this little zone you got going on here, it's $3 move up to 149. Up above 149, it gets real crazy. All right. $7 up to 156.40. SMCI. This one, guys, I like this. All right. I do like how this thing is looking. I like September calls over here. I'm just saying, I've been trolled before on this thing. I feel like every time I think it's just about to snap back, it probably consolidates and then snaps back. So keep that one in mind. But you definitely do have a setup over here loading on SMCI. I do think you're going to be snapping back at some point over here. It's probably going to be in the short term. I think you're fixing a test up here at least at 580. All right. So 582.45. That's where you start breaking down. You had this little range going on. Okay. Gap down pretty bigly over there. And you had this, that minus 20% day. Well, you know what? I think, this is definitely on the table here to get a 13.8% move, 14% move up to 582.45, and above there we could really start testing 671 all the way up there. Okay, that's because that's where you ultimately broke down from. We could see it on the weekly time frame here. All right, it's very clear you broke down from over here. I'm just going to take all this other crap off the table here. All right, let's take that off. We'll have that, and yeah, that'll do the trick for us. You just have so much clutter. So much clutter is here, guys. So let's just start taking it off. All right, we'll leave it for now. But here on the 15-minute time frame, you can see we closed out with this bull, bull pennant / fallen wedge here. Very clear bull structure, break and retest off of 508.15. I really like this setup in tomorrow. I do think you have potential to push up to 529.50 right off the open tomorrow. And then above there, guys, 547. That is going to be where your, gap resistance starts right there. Okay. And then, above there, I would really say you don't have anything until right here at 582.46. Okay. We could definitely start pushing up here. Definitely start pushing up here. And, if you get above here, next spot is going to be 636 right there, which we'll just bring it right there. Nah. Range there was marked by the same candlestick. We'll keep it right there. Okay. That's what I'm watching over in SMCI. Keep in mind, daily RSI was down at 21 yesterday. It's still only at 24.27. You could just put a horizontal line here and see, yeah, this is where it likes to bounce back from. This is not a bad company. All right. I was seeing something on Twitter, guys, that even the forward P is now like 15 or some crap like that. This thing is definitely getting cheap. It has fallen more than 50% from the highs. I think it's getting cheap at this point. 60% loss right there, 748. It's getting pretty crazy, all right? AMD, guys. What do we got? Same look like we just showed on the other semis over there. Pushing up to the 9, closed right at it. Okay, above 136.81, you got a straight shot to 139.14 and then 141.15. That's where you're gonna have your 0.618 fib from this whole decline you got here, 20% decline. You're going to be, you know, having that 61.8% retracement there at 141.15. So definitely watch for sellers step in there. If they don't step in there, though, and you happen to push above this 0.786 fib and you test 148.78, which is going to be the low of that candlestick, and it pulls back, that pullback is going to provide your opportunity, okay? Because you have reached the 0.786 fib there, and at that point, you are probably, you know, you can expect a higher low on this pullback. I don't know where it's going to happen from, either here or here, but that's going to present your opportunity for that move, that next leg higher, which will go like that. That's a $10+ move, all right? So we'll talk about this, guys. These are the tickers we discuss every day here on the channel. If you are new, feel free to hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you get notified whenever we put out these videos, which, you know, happens to be every day, 6 days a week, Monday through Friday, and then once on, you know, on Saturdays for the weekly update. That is our preparation going into the following trading week, so we know what to look for. And in those videos, I try and put together a bunch of trade ideas for us. Usually we get like 10 to 25, honestly. And yeah, we definitely got a lot to watch going into the following week, okay? Over here on MU, guys, it's not looking so good. Not as good as the other ones. It still is just consolidating here, creating a base. All right, break above 93.58. That is when this thing is going to be going. 93.58 above there, 97.69, and then 102. 102.17, and then above there, 105.72, and that is really going to be the big spot where you broke down from. All right, and then of course above there, you probably get a straight vertical move up there. Okay, but we don't got to talk about that right now. Support is going to be 90.04. ARM, real sexy, you know, look you got going on over here. Okay, RSI is moving sharply upward, guys. I think you could, you know, start, you know, slightly moving up in the zigzag manner here. All right, and then things would probably accelerate at some point, just like they did over there, or they could start accelerating. I don't know. This thing, once it starts, like, you know, vertically basing here, because you're moving up, okay, like the sideways base action, we want to, you know, that next move, it's going to be on the horizon. We're going to be watching for it on this rebound here. But, you know, ARM is looking really good, guys. You're breaking out of this downtrend right here. It does look like you could start pushing up. Break up above 118.50. You have a straight shot to 125.98. Above there, 135.41. I really like ARM. Support is 108.69 underneath 118.50. That's that. But, you know, I'm also just going to put this out there. The same thing I was pointing out on SPY and QQ. Break this range, guys. Okay, that's a $10 range right there. You're going to have a $10 move following that. That could bring you all the way up here to 128. Boom. There's your play of the day tomorrow if you get that breakout. Maybe next week it's something we can look into if things don't, you know, pop off tomorrow. You know, I think tomorrow we might see some fireworks with how things are looking. TSM, guys, is honestly the best chip I could see right now. Okay, you have one more that we're going to start watching as well. We'll put one on there. It's Qcom right here. Spoiler alert. All right, so we will add that. We'll look at that right after this. But TSM, breakout from this downtrend. You have 3 touch points, a 1, a 2, and a 3, and you know, failed yesterday, so technically 4. You gapped up, tested it today, held it. This thing looks sexy, guys. All right, above today's high. We'll mark it out. Game plan for tomorrow, above 164.75. You got 167.12 incoming. That's where you broke down from over there. Above that, you probably test 171.54 pretty quick. All right, so that could be a quick move that you could take advantage of. Ultimately, I think right here, going to be tested 176.82. All right, and that is TSM. Qcom, not looking bad at all. All right, you got that downtrend you could be paying attention to there. It is, you know, again, that fresh, you know, looking breakout right there on the hourly time frame. You could see, you know, something like that. But honestly, guys, this thing is looking pretty good. 156.34 support. Bounced off the 0.618 fib. Got the bullish divergence sitting right there. Okay. It looks like you're going to start bouncing back. Break that downtrend right there. 177.59 to 184.31 is what you're paying attention to. Okay. Now coming over here, the big boys. Apple, guys, closed right underneath the 9. There we go. Bring that right back over there. All right, guys. So Apple did close right underneath 214.62 and the daily 9 right there. That's going to be your resistance. If you could break above there, I could see something right here. 217.02 above 217.02. We have 222.27. Okay, support is going to be 210.30. Microsoft, what do we got going on over here, guys? All right, you closed right at 404.51 resistance above there, 413. That's what you're paying attention to. If it does pull back on the hourly time frame here, we do have support sitting. I'm going to change that. All right, so we got these two fresh supports to pay attention to, 424 and the 397.47. Amazon, okay, guys, above 166.32. We have 168.77 above there, 173.87. Okay, if it does end up pulling back your support, you do have right there 158.54, but underneath there you have 161.43. Someone is spamming my phone and it's pissing me off. It is pissing me off. That is the fourth freaking call. Get the heck off of my line. Get out of there. Above 510, we have 523.86 and then 531.49. It does look like this is going to bust up above the 0.786 fib tomorrow and make a run for 523. This is my, top watch for 0DT Friday. I like this guy. Okay, if it does pull back to 492.39 support, that's something to watch, but it does look like it's about to bust up. So yeah. Okay. Good, guys. What do we got going on over here? 165.87. This freaking dickhead, who the heck is calling me 5 times? Get out of here. Oh my God. Oh my God. Get off of here. 165.87 is the true resistance you got going on right there. But I don't like how you got 3 rejection off of 164.50 right there. That was, where that gap was. Okay. Get above 164.50. You have 165.87. And then you have, we're going to put on that low right there, 169.05. Above there, 170.97. Tesla, what do we got going on over here, guys? All right. Not looking bad at all. All right. It's really not looking too bad. You got this, decent looking downtrend right here. Break through that. Probably get a shot up to 205.60. And that would look something like, something probably like that. You probably get above it and push up 214.71 if that's going to be the case. All right, guys. So everything honestly looks like it's coiling up and it's, getting ready to pump. That's, if I had to guess, that's what we got coming next. All right, daily RSI is hinging back up. And honestly, 205.60 looks pretty obvious right here to me. Above there, 214.71. All right, guys. So things look pretty sexy. I cannot deny. Things look real good right now. They look real freaking good. All right. NQ traded freaking beautifully today. Yes, freaking beautifully today. All right. I'm really liking how these things are trading. And by the way, guys, all right, above here, nothing until right here. That is your 100-point move on ES. NASDAQ already started that big move that I was pointing out. But above 18,725, you have nothing until all the way up there. And that is a massive move that we could be, looking forward to, just riding a trending move up. Okay. But guys, NASDAQ has been trading really freaking cleanly. All right. So, congrats if you've been trading that clean price action. This has been absolutely phenomenal. All right. Phenomenal is what we saw today. Just real clean price action, guys, over here on NASDAQ. All right, guys. And with that being said, I hope everybody has a lovely rest of their day. Just going to point out, Netflix over here did end up getting its breakout today. So that's not looking bad at all. We're probably going to push up to 639 and then 664. And then you come over to cost that I mentioned yesterday. Well, actually, I mentioned on this day right here. And look what it's doing. Above 837.55, we have 854.58. All right, guys. With that being said, I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.